Okay, what's good, unapologetic gang? So, I'm here in Masunte, enjoying my life. Just taking a little break because I'm all for mental health breaks and vacations and taking time on to yourself. There we go. And through a series of lots of conversation and talking to more than, whew, like, I'm not used to all this talking, but I have enjoyed myself. And it's been interesting. So this is a kind of a new agey community. And so, I mean, I'm still going great. Things are good. I don't drink or party really. So this is the perfect place. There's like live music and lots of food. And that's pretty much it. It's not like a lot of trouble to get into, like Puerto Escondido. But Puerto is like really small on the scale of like maybe Cancun or Playa del Carmen, Puerto Vallarta. It's crazy over there. So we're kind of low key here in Oaxaca, but because it's like the everything's kind of blowing up here. So anyway, that's kind of the vibe, so you know what it's like. And it's been interesting to say the least. A lot of people I've come across and just been running into like how is this, how can I pour effectively into myself and other people. I have to say there have been some pretty interesting journeys. When I got here, I stayed in Cipolite the first night. It's a nudist beach, and it's just better for vegan food in general. It's not as expensive. I found that I really do like sangres, but I was really needing a break from the same flavors, which is odd because, like, I mean, I have my spots, my Mexican chilaquiles in the morning at my like family's restaurants. At night, I eat on the street. I prefer to eat my dinners on the street. And all the tamales and chalupas or like taco dorados. And they sell those here too, like 40 pesos, which is a bit much, but it at least has more papas in it. So everything is actually more imported than it is when you live in a town that has like a city center that has a grocery store. Here you can buy stuff on the street, like from farmers, but it's just really interesting. Super small, and 5 minutes, everybody, and it's nice. Oh, I don't know what he was calling for. So it's not necessarily the mercado where, I go and get 30 peso rambutan for a kilo, but it's still nice. It's still good and still relatively livable. I left with 2,500 pesos. Today is Thursday. I left on Sunday. I didn't use my money. Oh, the bus is a 13-hour bus ride. So I took a 13-hour bus, and it was I sat in the very front, and usually it's 950 or 950 plus 930 plus pesos. Well, there's a promotion and it's for only 530 pesos. I got a bus here. So that was a really good deal for me. And so I just used my card to book in advance because it's on an app. And then I took my 2,500 pesos and came out here. Now, because most of the people I run into are also traveling, they're in their touristy stage, they're happy to spend 200 pesos, 300 on just dinner. I'm not really in that stage right now. I prefer to spend my money on a place to sleep because I know I want and deserve a good shower. I know I want and deserve a good place to relax when I come in, and I know that I want and need some Wi-Fi. I brought my laptop with me, which I have not opened up once. And actually, once I left, I immediately thought, why did I even do that? But the point of me doing this was just one, so I could kind of relax and get a different energy of creativity. So because this is a month of different form of creativity, instead of just kind of like putting on a different hat of selling, hi, I'm selling this book. Hi, I'm selling these products. Hi, instead of just doing that, it's tipping my toe and whole body. I'm diving into creativity. So I wanted to have a really nice space in place to be able to do that, and knowing that I'm still, all the other things that I'm still doing are building at the same time. So I just felt that it would be best to put myself on that kind of budget. Now, I still plan to do other forms of traveling in 1 month. So the rent that I pay at my place is I, oh, somebody else calling a dog. I thought somebody said my name. But he said Lola, Lola. So it was really nice to be able to have that experience of just, I pay this in rent and I'm like just gonna go travel to another state real quick. I mean, where else can you do that? And so, yeah, the rent I pay is less than what I brought with me. And so I just have the flexibility and the freedom to have a home base, to have fast Wi-Fi, to have really good fruits and vegetables, and to venture out without carrying too much stuff. Now, to be honest, I do feel like I brought too much with me. I'll show you in a minute. This is the town of Masunte. There's a bunch of cafes downstairs where I am. The only issue is that there is not as much Wi-Fi. So this is it. This is everything I have. Okay, and my backpack. But I needed to bring that with me. Oh, let me show you. This is my room. This is the bathroom. And it's just kind of rustic, to be honest. It's the beach. So it's a really nice kind of new spot. And yep, I have my tripod, which I didn't really use. And of course, you guys know I love my massage balls, my tennis ball massage. So the beach is just there right after that building. And I pay 400 pesos for this place, which I talked them down. So that's still a bit much. If I wanted a dorm with other people, it's 180 to share with 4 other people. And sometimes I like it. And sometimes I just knew that I needed to be in a space that, because I need to be creative, because I need to pray, because I need to, there's things I need to do that I have to have my own space. And when I go somewhere, it's really easy to connect with other people. It's like making friends is like butter, just so easy. So for that, I quite enjoy it, and I have a great patio, and there's a table for me to do writing. But to be honest, I've been in this place 2 nights, and I got here at like 9 p.m. And they were holding my stuff, and I was like, actually, I think I'll need another day. So that's what happened, and I still feel like I want to check out, but there's a spot I haven't been to yet, which I left and said I'm going to go. It's called La Punta Cometa. It's the highest place you can climb, and then you can watch the sun set from there. But I've been having really interesting conversations, and I've been meeting other people, and one of which sticks out. She also just published a book. So we are planning to have some writing time together, and it's always nice to have peers, really. So it's just nice, you know. It's just really nice to have peers. So that's kind of where I'm at. This again is the street, tons of backpackers. Sometimes what happens is people end up staying here for like 3 days. They want to stay for 3 days, and they end up here 1 month, 2 months. Which the only thing that's kind of about for me is the variety of food. I have my own like goals that I'm meeting, and so I have my own variety of foods that I prefer to like eat. So it's not easy sticking to what we say we are going to do, but following through is like ultimately the best example of that. So I have found I am more tired than anything. I've found I've been really, really tired. So not really sure why I'm this tired. It's probably the heat. But going from not extreme cold, but it's nippy, to heat was like a lot. And I also found like parts of my body were peeling, like my feet. And it was just like it was burning, like something was on fire. And I guess I just needed heat and a little salt water. So, what was it like returning to Puerto Escondido? Well, it was really interesting because on my way there, I was like, God, please show me something. Show me what I'm not seeing. Show me, show me, show me. And I just kind of went there and I still couldn't feel settled in La Punta. It was nice to meet one or two people, have like brunch, and then leave. And then it was really nice to have like, it was just nice to have these small experiences from a tourist perspective. Now, remember in a few videos before I had shared that I had found that I had to leave Puerto Escondido because of the associations. So staying in a place for a long time means that you really like can connect often with tourists, but they end up leaving. So the people that you see the most or that you have longer relationships with are people who live there. And I just found, sometimes their life was really sad. I mean, it's not a party if it happens every night. And this is like every night. Surf, fiesta, work, surf, fiesta, work, surf, fiesta, work. So it's just like no siesta, just surf and fiesta. Like, so it's been a bit of like a challenge that time where I was like, some of the people just work here and they only complain about where they work. I mean, you guys can change that, but they don't want to. So like that was kind of interesting or frustrating. And we're both, for me, that like, okay, like it's hard to just share thoughts with people who don't want to see outside of it. So that was why I kind of left Puerto. I was feeling like I needed to grow. And so I really enjoyed the many times I left and the many times I came back. But yeah, I'm really enjoying life here in Mazunte. And I was in Puerto for about 9 hours. And then I came back from Puerto and went to Zipolite. And I ended up meeting a girl. But let me tell you this story real quick. Oh, wow. So what happened was I was on a 13-hour bus ride. I bought the ticket, 13-hour bus ride. Came back, slept. I was like, maybe 5-10 minutes. Now, I don't like to sleep on my back, and the chairs in OCC are real uncomfortable. Mind you, I took a 36-hour bus ride from San Cristobal to Tulum in Quintana Roo. So that was like really intense. And it wasn't just me, it was a woman and her grown daughter who she couldn't pay a ticket for, just didn't want to be alone with. So it was kind of like stressful. And so, yeah, the woman looked stressed anyway. And I was like, the girl was so sweet, but I was frustrated. Like, I just wanted to be comfortable. It's a really long trip, right? So I was just kind of like not happy. So the seats in this were not comfortable. Okay, it wasn't 36 hours, but it was 13, and it was still a lot of hours. And I can't really sleep because I'm on my back, and there's a gap between the buttish back and the seat. So it like causes more strain on the lower back, or what they call sciatica. And so I was like, okay, let's see what I can do about this. So I brought a blanket to put at my back. And every time I was really getting ready to sleep good, then we would stop in a new town and pick up more people or dump them off. And I couldn't get, you know what it's like, you can't really sleep as well or as deep or as long as you'd like. So I ended up saying, okay, I'm just gonna pack up and go to Puerto. I looked for hotels I arrived at like 6:30 in the morning. And so everything's pretty much closed before 7, 8, 9. So I'd called a taxi even though I could have walked. And I was like, please, like, we need to find a place ASAP. I really need help. And we went to like maybe 6, 7 different spots, and we weren't able to find anything. Nothing was open. It was either too early or the hotels were kind of shabby. So I ended up going to Puerto Escondido in La Punta, which is like, for me, Puerto or Bacocho. And he would recommend some, and I was like, I don't know. Every time I used to live here, and I wouldn't even like eat there, so let alone sleep. Nah, I'm good. So I ended up stopping in one spot, and I paid something like, this woman told me 300, and I was like, okay, I'm just really tired, and I've heard good things about this place. And as people were checking out, I was like, you charged them less. Why did you charge me more? Look, please give me my money back. I'm not comfortable staying here. So I left. So that was 13 plus hours. The several hours of just kind of like walking around the beach, meeting up with friends, giving them copies of the book. And then, like, I don't take drugs, but I was on a lot of caffeine that day. I was just like really drinking caffeine, coffee beans covered in chocolate, cafe with like leche de coco. I mean, I was just like, just to stay awake. And then I played on the beach until about 4 o'clock, and then I was like, it's time to go to Zipolite. I got to Zipolite. I ran into this girl twice. It's kind of odd, but I was like, all right, hey, where are you staying? She's like, this place called Shambhala. Come check it out. I'm like, She's like, but the view is gorgeous. So I'm like, okay, I'll see what she's talking about. I went to go see the view. It was pretty, and it looked run down. I mean, there was just like cats everywhere, which is cool, I guess. But feral cats is just kind of, wasn't really my thing. So I was like, okay, show me what it looks like. And when I saw it, we went to go get some food. We just play around. By 11 o'clock, we were like, okay, let's not be on the beach anymore. Let's go back to where we're staying. And under each bed was a baby hornet's nest. And I was like, look, I'm sorry, I can't stay here. I don't do bee stings or hornet stings. That just doesn't work for me. Generally speaking, I have a not good reaction to them. So it's just weird. This brings me to my next point. Here in this area where people are doing healing, they're taking venoms of different animals. They'll take venom of frogs and they'll insert it with like, if you ever see people with 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, it's because they had their skin cut open and inserted frog poison in their body. I mean, that's interesting or whatever. And then there's other people that do acupuncture with bee stings. So they inject the venom of a bee into their body, and they are just literally stung by bees in certain points of their body, which is interesting that bee venom helps, but I don't know, that just seemed a little odd and a bit kind of, I don't know, demonic. I don't know. I mean, I'm still thinking about it, like, but that's kind of the vibe out here. It's super new agey. I mean, super new agey, and everyone's talking about their chakras and stuff. And one person, we had this chat, this other friend of mine who wrote the book, and I was like, look, some of this feels weird because she asked me about demons and stuff, and I didn't really say much. I was just kind of praying over my food silently, and she's like, what do you say when you pray? Which has led me to maybe speak out. When you want to pray, it's okay to like pray to God out loud as opposed to just silently in your secret. excuse me, in a secret place, it's okay sometimes because people have a genuine curiosity about God and how God works and what God can do and some of these powers of, you know. So I shared with her a lot of this, and we were talking, and she spends a lot of money on healing, which I used to do that now, like how, and feeling at the same time kind of guilty to charge people what I had charged them. Not because I didn't believe in the work, but most of like God's work is free. I mean, it's nice to sew into people, but to say, hey, this appointment costs this amount of money, and some are collecting $200 every way, and they're like, you do know you can join this for free, but you still have to pay. So I don't know, some of that's still a bit kind of meh, I'm not really sure, but all of Jesus' work is free, is all free. And I was telling her about casting out demons and how I was recently delivered and the demons came out, and I don't know who has demons or what, but I was explaining to her, you know, this is kind of how it goes, and like just being raw. A lot of people, as I was in the shower this morning, was like, people have adverse reactions to something like Christ or a church, and they're so emotional and worked up about it. So anyway, I found that there was a good space and there's a genuine curiosity with people about relationships with God and the Holy Spirit, as opposed to chakra circles and I said chakras or other circles. There's a lot of lost people here, so on that I can't quite relate. You know, what am I supposed to do? Or, you know, I'm not really lost. I'm just needing a vacation. So that's like a lot, but it's my experience here in Mazunte in Oaxaca. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next vlog. See you. Bye.